Я отвечаю за образование.
Кого убивают?
Не,
брат. Кавказ.
Khamzat Chimaev may not have a fight lined up yet, but that hasn't stopped him from training hard. The 170-pound contender is currently in camp at Tiger Muay Thai in Phuket, Thailand, and he's looking like he may not stick around at welterweight. In a new video, Boers is looking bigger than ever. The clip shows a massive Khamzat beating up on his training partner, going upstairs and downstairs with strikes before unloading a series of nasty-looking hooks and finishing with an easy takedown. He's certainly not taking it easy on anyone who faces him in the gym. Alexander Volkanovski feels sorry for post-UFC 284 opponents. During a recent interview with the All-Star, the Great discussed several fight-related topics, including his featherweight opponents, weight cuts, and his training for his upcoming lightweight fight. Volkanovski claims his future foes could be in for a world of trouble. The Great thinks the grueling nature of his current camp will render him a superior fighter overall. In turn, his enhanced skills will make him an even more dangerous threat than before. I'm telling you, overnight my takedown defense, I got stronger just because of that challenge. Literally, this is going to make me so much more of a better fighter. I feel sorry for the guys I'll fight after this. Volkanovski said, take a look.
Yeah, overnight my takedown defense, and I got stronger, literally, just because of that challenge. And I knew I needed to do that. I was like, all right now I can't just go in there with a normal camp, and you know that might not be enough. I need to prepare properly. I need to make sure no stone is left unturned for this one, because I know this is a challenge. This is hard work, but that excites me. And literally, this is going to make me so much more of a better fighter. I feel sorry for the guys that'll fight after this. So again, I'm looking forward to seeing the fight I'll be once I'm peak condition, because again, we're really focusing on certain things.
Michael Chandler, eager to coach the Ultimate Fighter alongside Conor McGregor, wants to fight the Irishman next. With news emerging that Conor McGregor is ready to make a sensational return to the Ultimate Fighter to spearhead another season, a number of fighters have thrown their names into the hat to coach alongside the Irishman, with Michael Chandler being the latest. While discussing the news surrounding Conor McGregor's potential return to the reality show on the Believe You Me podcast, Chandler made a case for him to be the man facing off against the former two-division champion, both as a coach and subsequent opponent in the cage, saying, obviously, everybody knows I would be down. Meet Conor on The Ultimate Fighter. The tension, the rivalry, the competition, the trash talk, just the animosity that would be built up. Take a look.
Obviously, everybody knows I would be down. Me, Conor, on tough, whether it be 4 or 6 weeks, however long, we will be filming that thing. The tension, the rivalry, the competition, the trash talk, just the animosity that will be built up, and then go into a training camp and then, fight later on after the show. I want the fight. Everybody knows that. The fans want the fight. Dana has gone public saying he wants that fight. So the UFC wants the fight. I've actually heard from numerous UFC people that's the fight that a lot of people are talking about. Man, huge fight. Can you imagine the first round? Can you imagine the foggy dew and then my NF coming out on, and then we go out there and then just two dudes trying to finish each other in the first round? Massive.
Jake Paul has hilarious reaction to spontaneous run-in with Tyson Fury. The problem child was shocked to his core in London when he was treated to a surprise visit from none other than Tyson Fury. Last weekend, Jake Paul was in the English capital to confront Tommy Fury ahead of their February 26 collision in Saudi Arabia. Paul is seen as the favorite in the eyes of many, but given the level Fury is at, it's hard to tell how this one is going to unfold. While Jake was in the middle of an interview, Tyson opted to enter the room and joke about throwing a punch at the problem child. Then, while arm in arm, the two shared an interaction. Take a look.
Oh, let's go.
Congratulations on doing the fight.
Let's go, bro.
Really excited for it, boys.
We were just talking about you.
Whoever loses is pretty much f***ed lot, I'd say, because I've had a lot to say. It's like me. When you speak a lot of shit, you got to back it up. And that's it. And like, I've been doing this for years, and 30 odd times in a row. And now it's time for the big boys to do it. Get it on! Anyway, Jake, good luck for the fight.
Much love. Yeah, I'll see you, man. Fist bumps. Nice to meet you guys.
Have you met him? Give him a fist bump. Oh, he don't.
Oh, he's like, wow. I really thought he was gonna fucking punch me.
Yeah. And I got the yayo. You got the yayo? Yeah, right. Bring it here. Fuck you.
Jamahal Hill isn't willing to entertain any discussion about whether or not Jiri Procházka should still be considered the UFC's light heavyweight champion. Hill made the most of the unexpected opportunity to challenge for the title, as the 30-year-old nearly finished Teixeira on several occasions before winning a lopsided unanimous decision and the UFC's light heavyweight belt. The newly crowned champion received a message from Procházka shortly after his win, and Hill took issue when Ariel Helwani suggested that the injured fighter was still the real champion during an appearance on the MMA Hour. "My man's barely beat Glover," Hill said. "If they fight that fight 10 times out of 10, how many times does Jiri win? 'Cause I know for a fact it ain't 10, it ain't 9, it ain't 8. Let's hear it from Hill himself.
Bro, like my man's barely beat Glover. If they fight that fight 10 times out of 10, how many times does Jiri win? 'Cause I know for a fact it ain't 10, it ain't 9, it ain't 8. And more from what we've seen, it more than likely goes the other way. Glover's still on this planet. You get what I'm saying? So be honest, based off the fight that you've seen between them two, not seeing Glover, not me and Glover had not fought, but you have 10 times to match these dudes up. You have to put your money on one side. Who's gonna win the most times out of 10? Who do you pick?
Ariel Helwani responds to weird comment by Joe Rogan. Joe, during a recent The Joe Rogan Experience episode with Belal Muhammad, weighed in on Sean Brady's comments on the MMA Hour, in which he alleged he received death threats before UFC 280. While talking about it with Muhammad, Joe questioned Brady's remarks and also hinted that Helwani lured it out of him. After one fan brought up Rogan's comment during his show, Helwani didn't take long to respond. "What the f*** is that all about?" Helwani replied to Rogan. "First of all, I didn't get Sean Brady to say that. Sean Brady just offered that up on his own. How could I have gotten him to say that? And what does that even mean in general? Ariel Helwani likes people to say things." He then had even more to say to Rogan. Listen closely.
And especially Rich, coming from the guy who, was pushing false narratives and false information and fake information and all kinds of nonsense over the past 2 years, to the point where, people were demanding that he get dropped from Spotify, which I never agreed with. But that's Rich. Of course, we know what the history is with Joe. He's Dana's boy. He's always going to have his back. But what are we talking about? Ariel Helwani likes to get people to say things. I ask questions. People answer them. I move on.
Islam Makhachev disappointed in lack of UFC 284 promotion. The Makhachev versus Volkanovski clash is one of the biggest champion versus champion fights in UFC history. Both fighters have dominated in the octagon in recent years, including Makhachev's recent win over Charles Oliveira. However, Makhachev versus Volkanovski is just days away, and some fans might have forgotten about the fight. This comes amidst a busy early 2023 news cycle for the UFC, including Dana White's incident with his wife and the launch of the Power Slap League. During a recent interview with R Sport Russia, Makhachev expressed disappointment in the UFC. "I see that it is not such big promotion." Makhachev said, "Dana White himself has some problems. He does not pay much attention to this fight. In terms of pay-per-view, yes, more could have been done. I only saw Volkanovski once in Sydney. A tour could be organized around the world. A conference could be held in America." Do you agree with Islam? Is this super fight not being promoted well enough? Let us know your thoughts in the comments. That's all for today's video. If you want to know the latest UFC news, subscribe to the channel, hit the notifications bell, and click the like button so you don't miss any details about the upcoming fights. Thanks for watching. See you soon.